Hello everyone and welcome to another Pyro Gaming video. This week's ordeal Nightfall is the Arms Dealer. And fortunately, it's pretty easy to get 100k in the Legend or 1000 power level version. Match game, like always, will be active. And the modifiers specific to this strike are Scorched Earth, enemies throw grenades significantly more often, and Zahn's Stratagem. Solar damage is increased and incoming airborne damage is increased. That last one is the one that you want to look out for. You will see me dying because of it quite a bit this strike. I actually played like ass in this gameplay, but I wanted to get this video out so that you guys can have a guide, and I don't really care if I die in videos, honestly. But yeah, solar damage definitely hurts. You want to watch out for those snipers, you want to watch out for the legionaries and their grenades, and you also will probably want to try and stay on the ground because when you go up in the air, shit hurts, man. And the guys that float up in the air and shoot down on you, they hurt quite a bit too. So keep that in mind. Now, as far as what you need to do specifically to reach 100,000 score in the Legend version of this week's Nightfall, just kill everything. Make sure that you're cleaning up all the orange bars, make sure that you're killing all the champions. That's the most important thing that you can do to get score because they're worth almost 6,000 a pop. But another thing that you can do that helped us out quite a bit was destroying every ship that we were able to destroy. You know, you see the Cabal Threshers come in. If they have a health bar above them, blow them up. They're worth a decent amount of points. Other than that, it's just killing everything. Killing everything all the way through the first couple of encounters, killing everything when you go outside to get on Brakissan's ship, and killing everything when you get to the actual boss fight. We were able to skip one of the phases in the boss fight, but you still want to farm them a little bit just to make sure that you know, you're going to have enough score whenever that boss dies. Because once the boss dies, it's game over, man. It's game over. As far as loadout options, we were running 1 Titan, 1 Warlock, and 1 Hunter. I feel like that's always the best option just because you have something, you know, for everything. You have something for every scenario. You have the Tether for Adge, you have the Well for, you know, if shit gets real. You have the Bubble for if shit gets even realer. It's just a good loadout. It's just, or not a loadout, but a good composition for your team. As far as actual loadouts, which weapons you should use, as I said, unstoppable champions are in this Nightfall. And you definitely want to make sure that you have an unstoppable hand cannon or some equivalent on one of your characters, one of your team members. And you also want to make sure that you have barrier rounds, or anti-barrier rounds rather. What I would do if you're running in a team of 3, 2 anti-barrier rounds and 1 unstoppable round. Then from there, you can, you know, your teammates can switch up and run specials, snipers. We used Mountaintop because it's really good. You don't have to, but something like a Loaded Question even would be really good in here. As far as enemy shields, you will run into a little bit of all 3, but it's mostly going to be Void. The guys that float up in the air and blast down on you, they will have solar shields. The Incendior Cabal will have void shields. And the only time that you're going to find arc shields in this strike are outside where I'm at now. When you go to that ramp, there are some fallen captains out there. Now, as I was saying earlier, destroying the ships are going to be really good for your score. There's a lot of ships out here. They're constantly flying around, so make sure that you're checking them out. I would also recommend killing everything out here. It's an easy few thousand score that you can pick up without very much work. And there is also a champion out here at the top of the ramp on your way inside. So making sure that you clean all those up is going to make it a lot easier once you get to the boss fight. In my opinion, what you want to do here is try to get in a position where you can skip as much of the boss fight as you can, because it's probably going to be the part where most people wipe the most. So the amount that you can limit in there, the better. Or the more that you can limit your time in there, the better, I should say. So going back to loadouts, I'm using the PvE Sweats starter kit, which is Mountaintop, Recluse, and Anarchy. Don't feel like you need to use that loadout to succeed in this by any means. You absolutely don't. In fact, I would say Recluse isn't even that good in here. It's one of the reasons that I died so much, because you have to get so close to the enemies. And, you know, these guys are 1,000 power, so you probably want to keep some distance. I'm running this at, I don't know, I think 10-10, 10-11, something like that. And they're melting me pretty quick. So if you're like 995, they're going to hit you even harder. So maybe something like a Void Pulse, maybe something like a Void Scout Rifle, Arc Scout Rifle, Solar Scout Rifle, and so on. In place of Anarchy, I would recommend something along the lines of a machine gun or a just all-around good grenade launcher. Something that you can kill from distances so that you don't have to do this and just get absolutely melted in no time. So, yeah. Also, a few seconds ago, I said I thought I was like 10-10, 10-11. Turns out I'm 10-14. But 10-14, 10-10, and 10-11 are all in the same delta, so technically I did not lie. Technically. But yeah, so long as you're playing distance, as long as you're taking your time, it shouldn't be much of a problem. We were playing pretty aggressively. I think a lot of us were using close-range weapons, which is not ideal in here. And I think we still managed to do it without any wipes, and also, I think it was like 15 minutes, 14, 15, something like that was our total time. So definitely not bad, definitely not hard to get 100k in the Legend version this week. I'm going to go ahead and drop the commentary here. I think I've given all the tips that I've had to give. If you would like to see all the locations of the remaining champions, feel free to stick around to the end of the video. There's not a whole lot in here, and luckily this Nightfall in particular does not have any champions that are hidden, like something like Tree of Probabilities, where it's got that one goblin that's like way up on top of that thing that you would never see them unless you were looking for them. Luckily this one, like you're gonna see the champions. You're gonna see them as soon as they show up. But yeah, that's gonna bring the commentary portion to an end. Stay on the ground, man. You go up in the air, you get melted. If you enjoyed this video, click like. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, I fucking love you. Drop a comment in the box below and tell my friend Scaro9 that he is a douchebag, because here in about 60 seconds, you are going to see him teabag me when I die. I'm only kidding. Scaro9 is a great guy. If you haven't checked out his channel, I would recommend you do so. He uploads way more often than I do. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.